Hello, welcome to my tutorial series, Object-Oriented Programming for Mobile Website Development. So from where we left off, at the start, our website looked like that. Okay, so it's styled up nicely with all these functions in it. When you hover your mouse over that, it grays out and all that. Okay, now the reason why that is happening because we have downloaded those files from the jQuery mobile website. So you can either link to the source file directly from the website, or you have downloaded a zip file from the website and save it in your root folder and reference them accordingly. Okay, so these are the two options you can use to do that. So when you run your application the first time, it's all styled up like that, ready to go. Okay, so that's how you can style your application with the appropriate JavaScript right from the start. jQuery Mobile have written all that for you, so to allow you to concentrate on designing your application. Alright, so now in our page, I've put some comments here to show you how you can put comment in the page. In PHP, you can use /* and another * / to put your comments, and this is like a multiple line comment. Anything between that star can go in a multiple line. Okay, that's how you do your multiple line comments. But you can do single line comments with a pound sign, or you can use // like that to do your single line statements. Okay, so now you know that. Now there's the first thing you learn in PHP as well is variables, how to declare variables. Variables are containers that hold values which you can later retrieve in your code. Okay, but there's a scope for that variables. If you design your variable in a class, that variable is available within a function. If it's a variable declared in a function, that variable will be only available for that function, within that function only. So any other function in that class cannot have the same value. Okay. But if you define your properties as private properties, if you define your variables as private properties, then it will be available in any function. So if you define your variables as private properties, it will be available in any function you can declare within that class. So that's how you get your scope. Okay. So I've put a comment here. You have to declare your variable before you use them. Okay. And then your variables defined in a function are only available within that function. So that's the scope of that variable. And the variable defines as private properties are available in any function in a class. Okay. So now you know that I'm going to delete this comment out to have space to write our code. Okay. Now to declare those variables, you can declare your variables like that. You prefix a $sign before a variable name. Okay, so and you can declare your private properties like that. You go private $name and then variable name. So for instance, I say you want to call this one file, that's fine. Okay, and then you want to create another property and call this one file extension. And then call this one folder name. Okay. So when you've done that, now you've got your properties. Okay, now you can assign them values because they are containers that hold values which you can later retrieve in your code. Okay, so you can likewise, give them values if you know what they are. So folder name, can take that, assign it equal to, so views is our folder name, and then file extension, take that file extension. See? So that's how you design your variables. And if it's unknown, you can equal to with nothing. Or you can just leave it empty like that. Okay? Now, all you have to do now is to use, because they hold values which you can later retrieve in your code. Now we are trying to retrieve those values by using the variable name. See, there goes your file extension, and then there goes your folder. You see? And now you can also use, this keyword between the $, dash, greater than sign, and the folder name. Because they are private properties, now you can access them like that. Likewise, you can do the same for your file name, file extension, you see, end of your statement. Okay, so you can effectively, if you like, create another variable within this function to hold those values like that. If you like. And then call this one this file. See what I mean? That way you can just now replace that include with a variable name. Okay. So this is how you define your variables in a class. You can also define a variable within a class like we are doing here. File name is a variable defined within that class, and that's only available within this function. But if you create any other function within this class, you can use all these properties. Okay. Right. Now we've done that. All we have to do next now is to create instance of this class, and you create that by giving it a variable name, assign it to that class name view. See, that's our class name, and assign a variable view. End of your statement. But you precede that with a new keyword, so equal to new class. Now you can use this object to invoke those methods in the class. Method or function, they are the same thing. You can call it a method or you can call it a function. They are the same thing. End of your statement. And now all you have to do here is to supply the parameter for that function, which will be a known value at this stage. It's no longer a variable, it's a known value. You want that to render your header for you. And that's what it's going to do. And then likewise you want that to do for your footer as well. So you call that footer from that equation and replace it there. Effectively, you are doing the same thing, because you will go to that folder, append.php to any given file name to load it for you. So you can see now our code is not getting any bigger, but we are implementing object-oriented programming. You see, so by the time you save this your code and refresh your page, it will load accordingly, no problem, and everything loaded nicely. Okay, so this is if you understand this idea about object-oriented programming, because that's what we'll be using to design our model view controller. So you know how to declare your variables. Your variable names cannot start with a number. They should be only start with letters and underscore only. Okay. So I'll stop this video here and then continue on the next video. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.